Good morning, y'all. Happy Friday. Y'all, I was just talking and anyway, I was talking and I had not clicked the go live button. So I've literally been talking to myself for the last 4 minutes. How are you doing? Happy spring forward. If you're in a part of the country that does that, most of the country does, but there are a few areas that do not do um, daylight saving time. Let's go over here to Instagram and go live. It's thawing out in some parts of the country, and now it's getting cold again. I was very surprised when I woke up this morning and it was 40 something degrees. I was not expecting that. I just wasn't. It's that time of year where the weather's just schizo. Good morning, Shauna. It's cold in the ATL. Yeah, yeah. Yep, it's 40 something here. I am going back to New York, so I'm just like stalking the weather app to figure out how to pack because I think last week they had a day when it was in the 70s. So anyway, whatever it is, it's going to be what it's going to be. So I decided to do a live makeup this morning. I have quite a few tutorials, and they are some of the more popular ones. But I had mentioned a month or so ago when I was thinking of other things that I could do live, someone mentioned makeup. So here we are. Here we are. So clean face, clean face. We're going to get right into it. I'm going to type the topic in. You guys feel free to ask questions. Today's topic. Live. Oh, let me move this. Angel, put your glasses on. Really, just put your glasses on. And Q&A. Great. Well, thank you, Shauna. That's why I ask you guys for content recommendations. I really do. I really, truly do. I listen to y'all. I really do. So I have a lot of different makeup looks. Today is just going to be the basic, my version of minimum, quick, easy, everyday, not a special occasion. I've already started with my moisturizer, and I'll share the products that I'm using. I use different foundations depending on, do I need something that's all day? Do I want something that's light? Am I going to, anytime you do anything regarding photographs, TV, camera, video, anything like that, you definitely need a lot more makeup. That's not the look that we're doing this morning. So I'm going to be checking in on the questions as I'm going through this. Good morning, you guys over on Instagram. Good morning. Happy Friday. Welcome to Coffee with Angel. I'm Angel, the founder of Maison 276, creator of the award-winning 3-step system for silver, gray, and blonde hair. I'm going to be putting my primer on while I'm talking. A healthy way to brighten, cleanse, and restore the natural brilliance of your hair without the use of purple dyes. Available at your local Walmart and also on Amazon. So, speaking of hair, this is freshly washed wet hair that is slicked back. That's the style for today. Now, one of the things that I always do, because I have so much white hair, I have to cover these edges when I'm doing the makeup. So I didn't want to come on with my head tied up, but I got to put this back on to do the makeup. Because if I don't do that, I will have a brown halo around my edges, and that's a no-no. And then I buy these are like terry cloth bands. I buy them in bulk on Amazon, and then I just throw them in the washer with towels. But they're really good for protecting the edges. And the reason I put the scarf on first is because the terry cloth would, one, dry my hair out, but it would also not leave my edges smooth. And I worked hard for those smooth edges. Hey, good morning, Florida. Hey, Dottie. Dottie, that was my maternal grandmother's nickname because her name was Dorothy. And I'm going to say your name's probably Dorothy too. So what I put on first was and today I'm using a variety of products. This is the Lip Bars Blurring Primer. I started using this last year when we did a collab. I had been buying their lipsticks, but I had not used their makeup products before. I love them, especially in the warmer months because they're very light, very lightweight. So what I just put on my eyelids is this is Urban Decay. Basically, it's an eyeshadow primer. The reason your eyeshadows crease over, a period of time is because you don't have primer on. And if you have oily eyelids, which I do, it's a thing. Some of us have oily eyelids. You really need something that's going to make your makeup, that is going to keep it from creasing. Okay. Now, you already know, I talk about this a lot, but as you can see, I do not have any brows. Like, they're super sparse, and the hairs that are there are silver. And so if I don't do anything else, I have to do my brows. And my lashes, as you can see, also sparse. That's genetic. Honestly, my mother, also very sparse by the time she was my age. And I've never had thick brows. So, I've been filling them in for a minute. So at the very minimum, when you just want to do something fast, quick, at a very minimum, do your brows, your lashes, and a little concealer under your eye. That's the bare minimum because the eyes frame the face. What is the blurring bar? Does it act as a concealer? No, the primer, the blurring, this is literally just a primer. And you got to use a primer before you put makeup on. You got to give it something to adhere to. Yes, I know you should have a lightweight moisturizer on first, but that's not really designed for makeup adhesion, if that's a word. You need a primer. And this blurring primer, I use a lot of, like I said, a lot of different things depending on the occasion, but this is a very lightweight blurring primer, and it's got avocado and raspberry extracts. Okay, so I'm going to fill in my brows, and I have just enough there to follow. I'm trying to make sure you guys can see on Instagram. I finally figured out, y'all, what I needed to do to make sure Instagram was going this way, not that way. I literally just figured it out on accident this morning. Now, on Instagram, you don't see the logo and all that stuff, but I don't care. Okay. Now, I'm going to clean that up. This is just basically, me filling it in. I love a powder makeup eyebrow situation. There are a lot of different versions. There are pencils, there are pomades. I just happen to like the powder. And again, these aren't perfect. They'll be better for the next step. I'm just filling them in right now. And remember, your brows don't have to be twins, but they do have to be sisters. A makeup artist, somebody said that. Okay, I think these are good. All right, now I'm going to go in with what's really going to give them shape. And someone asked last week about making the eyes pop. And I'm going to show you some tricks on how to do that. Good morning. Good morning. If you're just hopping in, welcome to Coffee with Angel. I am doing a quick live makeup tutorial, and all the products are going to be linked. So this is the Lip Bars Quick Concealer, but I'm going to use that to shape my brows and to bring a little bit of light to my eyes. And it's also going to serve as another type of primer to get my eyelids ready for my eyeshadow. And all of these tricks, y'all, I learned from a makeup artist. Years ago, I had someone come into my home. She was the makeup artist that I used when I had a special occasion. Let me see if I get too close. Can y'all still see it? And she taught me a lot of tricks. So now I'm just shaping my brows, just using that concealer that I just put there. Go over here, make sure. Now, one of the things I'm getting close to when I'm stepping up to the screen is my makeup mirror. I'm telling you, you need a good makeup mirror, lighted preferably, that has magnification, especially as we get older and our eyesight, for the most part, most of us, where did my concealer go? Our eyesight, it just gets a little bit worse. And so that makeup mirror really, really helps. I have one that I use when I travel. Now I'm taking that same concealer and I'm going over the top of the brow as well to clean that up. But it's also going to add some brightness to the eye. And you'll see, I should have done one eye first so you can see the difference. You see that brightness? Okay, let's do the other. I always forget about that when I'm doing a tutorial, to show you the difference that framing your face with your eyes really makes, especially if you have thin, disappearing, or just flat out no brows at all. Because frankly, mine are so sparse that it looks like I don't have any at all. Okay. And I'm just flipping back and forth. I'm sorry, the table's moving. I'm just flipping back and forth between the magnifying part and the regular part. And then I'm just going to clean that up here. Almost done with these eyes. Now, if you are blessed to have amazing thick brows, you don't even need to do this step. You do need to keep them shaped. And there are some creams or gels, like if you have unruly brows, there are gels that you can use to kind of tame them a little bit. And if you, like me, don't have a lot of brows, one of the things you want to do is from the inside, you don't want to go past this corner of your eye. So you can kind of, measure this way. And on the outside, this is what you're going for. That makes sense? Let me check for questions. What is the best way to select a concealer color? Well, it's hard to do that online, first of all. So I would say go into now if you got to do it online, sure. But typically a concealer is going to be probably 2 to 3 shades lighter than your foundation. For example, I'm going to see if I can find an example here. I don't know if this is going to show up well. This is another brand that I use. It just depends on what I'm doing. But like this is the foundation. this is what I use as the foundation, and this is what I use as the concealer. So it's, more or less 2 to 3 shades. Wrong brand. It doesn't matter. What is beeping? I have not taken a fall. I'm sorry, y'all. My Apple Watch was about to send 911 to my house. So this is a foundation and this is the concealer. So more or less 2 to 3 shades lighter. Okay, so I'm almost done with the eyes. Now I'm going to do some, again, this is a quick face. And obviously it's taking longer because I'm stopping every step of the way. So I'm going to do, now the first thing I'm going to do, I thought I had them on. And here's why your eyeshadows crease, because you probably think, she's doing a lot of stuff on her eyelids, but it really sets the eyeshadow. And I can have this on for 8 hours and it's still not going to budge. So this is one of my favorite eye palettes. I need another one. It's the Coffee Shop by Juvia's Place. And if you're like me with your eyeshadows, you have certain colors that you just use over and over again. So anyway, this color right here, that's almost gone. That's my base color. So I'm just putting a little bit of that over there. And what that does, and yes, I have the concealer and the primer on my eyelid, but what this does is really evens the tone. It like make your eyelid all one color, right? It's evening everything out. And so then when I actually apply the color, the true color of the eyeshadow, I'll actually be able to see. Now, someone had a question about hooded eyes. Essentially, that is when the skin has lost its elasticity and it's just, let me put this down, and it's just kind of collapsing right in that eye area. So there is a surgical procedure to correct that. I actually know people who have had it, and it does work. Some may say that's extreme. If you do not want to do that, then I would say definitely go for a neutral eye instead of having like a lot of different colors. Go for a neutral eye, something that doesn't bring attention to the folds in the eye. But also preparing the eyelid is even more important, because what you don't want is the eyeshadow to, even that 1 or 2 shades that you may be using, you don't want that shadow to settle into those creases. Okay, so I've got a dark brown. Now I'm going to take this color right here and highlight that right there. And the other key, no matter how little or how much makeup you use, is to make sure that you're blending and use the right brush. I never knew, like, the makeup artist is the one who actually told me what all the different brushes were for. You know how you get this makeup set, it's got 10 brushes and you don't use all of them because you don't know what they're for. So this is a blending brush. And so that makes sure you don't have lines and it just looks natural. Okay, great. Now I could just put a little bit of foundation under here to kind of smooth out my skin, put some lashes on, and that could be it. It really could be, but we're going to do a little bit more. Let's do, let me go ahead and check. Okay. I'm just checking make sure I'm answering your questions. My biz. Okay, so the question was, how was my birthday? True story, y'all. My birthday was in December, but I've been traveling a lot the first quarter, and I just got to finish editing that vlog. I started doing that vlog the first week of January. So, but my birthday was really good. It was good when it came. I did exactly what I wanted to do, and that was be home with my family. My birthday is a couple of days after Christmas, so our adult children were in town, which is why I love having my birthday that time of year because I'm always around family. Even when I was a little girl, I liked having my birthday at Christmas time. And I had other family in town that just happened to be here during the holidays. So yeah, we just hung out. In fact, I did a vlog where I was cooking dinner for my own. I was preparing lunch for my own birthday because I don't cook that much. I love to cook. But anyway, long story short, it was great. I still haven't used all my birthday gifts. So this foundation that I'm using, again, the lip bar, it's called Just a Tint. It's a tinted skin conditioner. They don't even call it a foundation, but again, super light. So there are a couple of things you can do. You can just apply it directly on your skin. I don't really use my hands very much beyond putting on the primers. So, okay. But I just love this. It's so light. If you have dry skin, this is a great product for you because it's got lots of skin conditioners in it. And it gives it a glow without being oily because I do have oily skin. Or I have T-zone still at 66. But hey, I'm not going to complain about that one moment. Okay, still checking. Oh, let me check to see if I have questions on Instagram. Oh, okay, great. Do you prefer brushes over blenders, sponges? Yes, I only use, I'll show you when I'm going to use, I have some sponges, but yes, I do. And speaking of brushes, I'm fanatical about washing makeup brushes. You can't just keep putting clean makeup. You can't just, they get dirty, y'all. You got to wash them. So I typically, and once a week, I'll wash them, usually on the weekends. I mean, it doesn't matter, but usually on the weekends with just I basically buy like inexpensive bar soap and for the sole purpose of washing my makeup brushes. And I actually have two sets so that when they're drying, I have another set to use because they're super expensive. You can get a makeup brush set. You know, I'll link everything down in the description for like $15 on Amazon, like 10, 12 brushes. So, you know, having an extra set is not a problem. The other thing that's important to note is you got to let each layer set. Sometimes when you just apply things too quickly, one on top of the other, the makeup gets muddied. And so you don't really get the kind of definition that you're looking for because all the layers they've all blended together. So now if you're a woman of a certain age, you got one of these anyway. But when I'm in a hurry, I will use this little fan to just kind of get stuff set a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to go back with that same concealer. And then, Shauna, that's when you'll see the brushes. So I'm putting it under the eye here. And last week, when someone asked about brightening around the eye area, this is it. And this is probably one of the most important products that you really do need to let sit for a little bit. So here's the sponge, Shauna. Here you go. Now, another issue with concealer is, and with right here, I'm really, you see how that's providing that definition for the eyeshadow without having to put, multiple shades. I don't need a smoky eye, but I still, this is a daytime look, but I still want some definition. I'm just obsessive about the edges. I'm just like constantly pulling it down. And another issue with concealer is, especially as we start getting those creases under the eye, at a certain age, one of the challenges is the makeup and just kind of settling in those wrinkles. So I'll show you how to take care of that. Okay. And then one of the things to do to make sure that your makeup, the concealer, doesn't settle into those creases is to set it with a setting powder. And this is called One Size. Some people call them baking powders. There are a lot of, but basically it's a setting powder specifically for, and you can also, for this, but also a lot of people will use a powder for contouring as well. Now I'm gonna let that dry and then I'll brush away the excess. But you see the definition that creates, even for a regular daytime look. Okay, okay. Now we're just gonna let that dry. We're gonna put a little bit of blush. I put a lighter blush here. And again, we're gonna do more blending. So if it looks like, okay, you can see all the different lines, we're gonna take care of that with blending. And then I use a darker Pat McGrath. This is called a bronzer, even though I don't think, anyway. So I put that here because I have a very round face. And so it gives me some definition. And then put a little bit here. I didn't even put more. I just used what was already on the brush. Okay, and then my blending brush. So now just blend. This is one of the most important things you can do to get a really smooth finish where all of the layers just blend into each other. And my foundation, so I'm gonna, it's my foundation brush to just kind of take that bronzer and blend it in there. Great. And that powder, that setting powder, now I'm gonna brush that off, the excess off. Let me check. The under eye makeup really brightened. Yep, the concealer. I don't know why it's not called eye brightener, because to me it does. I mean, I guess it's called a concealer because if you have like dark circles or whatever, it evens out the skin tone. But that's the brightening that you get. Oh, and there's one other trick for brightening that you can use with your shadow. I actually forgot to do that. So you can take something. I go with something that has a little bit of iridescence in it. So I'm going to, this is the one I use for just everyday look. If it were like a cocktail look, I would do something else. But this is another trick to brighten that eye area. So I just took a little bit. Another thing I keep, I keep a microfiber brush close by to take off any excess. And this is the other trick to brighten that eye area. And you just want to make sure you blend it. And it's so subtle, like it's so subtle, but it really, really works. So that trick right there. And then, of course, the concealer. Now, my eyebrows do look like they are painted on. I told you we weren't quite done with those yet. So what I'm doing is taking the spoolie, this part right here, and just feathering that out. I didn't do it when I initially did my brows because I really wanted to get the foundation on, make sure it was set. And so now that's a lot more natural. They don't look painted on. Great. Let's see. Okay. All right, y'all. Now let's do a check for. Can you link the eyeshadow? Yes, yes. I will link everything. Everything. So, after, if you're just hopping on, good morning, happy Friday, welcome to Coffee with Angel. I am doing a live makeup tutorial. If you just hopped on, no worries. It will be uploaded to YouTube later, and I'll have all of the links. After about an hour, I'll be able to have all of the links to all of the products that I've used today. From makeup brushes, all the things, as well as the links to the other tutorials that I've done. So I'm just going to take, this is another Juvia's Place product. I'm going to do an eyeliner. And when you're doing your eyeliner, don't think about trying to draw one straight line because that could be challenging for some of us. Think about more of like connecting the dots. That was another tip I got from somebody. I don't really do cat eye. I don't try to do that. The eyelashes do enough for that for me. And I prefer a liquid eyeliner. It's just easier for me. Sometimes there's no right or wrong. Sometimes it's what's easiest for me. Okay. So we're going to let that dry. And then the lashes, again, I always wear lashes. I just have various types of lashes that I wear. This is my everyday lash. And you can use lashes over. I probably get about 3 or 4 wearings of one strip. So I get my money's worth. Oh, thank you. Let me hop on over here and make sure we don't have any questions on Instagram. Okay, great. Hi, Mildred. Good morning. How are you? Okay, so yeah, these are lashes that I have definitely used. But like I said, these are my everyday lashes. Lashes can really elevate your look, ladies. If you have tried them, and if you don't have, if your lashes have gotten thin over time, or you just, for whatever reason, but to me, they really, really can elevate your look and even an everyday look. And once you get the hang of it, it does take a few tries. It is so, so worth it. So, so worth it. And there's a lash for every occasion, every occasion. So these are my everyday ones. These are my, more like special occasion. You see the difference? Like these are a lot thicker than these. But because I don't have any, this may look like a lot, but once I put it on, it's not at all. It's not at all. But I just use regular drugstore eyelashes from Kiss. I'll get them from Ulta if I happen to be in there doing something else. Okay, let's get these on. I use the clear. There are a lot of different glues. Some are black, some are white. This dries clear, and then I don't have to worry about if I happen to have a little bit too much glue. But you don't need very much. You just put it right along the strip. See, oh. So I've got the computer, the camera, and the makeup mirror. So if you see me looking at different things, it's because I'm forgetting where I'm supposed to be looking. But I'm going to show you how, you see how little glue's on there? Not very much. You see, not that much. You don't need a lot. And you also want to wait a few seconds. Like, don't put it on immediately after you put the glue. Just give it time to get just a little tacky. Thank you guys for all the questions. These are very good questions. Oh, you're very welcome. And again, normally I can do this quick face in about 15. I'm just taking extra time this morning. Okay, let's get these on. And you got to give them time to dry. Like, don't pull a shirt over your head right after you put your lashes on. Like, you got to give them time to dry. You want to make sure they're on the eye. I use the tip of the tweezers, but you could just use your fingers too. Just press, make sure they're there. You see the difference? Lash, no lash, because I don't have any eyelashes. Lash, no lash. Okay. This is when the magnifying makeup mirror is so important. Okay, that one didn't go on right. And it's okay. You can, like, they're not going to dry immediately. It's not super glue. If it didn't go on right the first time, just lift it up and put it back on there. Okay. But yeah, give it at least a couple of minutes before you try to pull a shirt over your over your head or something, because they are going to come off. Oops, sorry. Okay, I'm just making sure they are there. Okay, all right. So now I'm going to take my hair down, take that down. And now I'm gonna, where is my, go up here and make sure that little part, because I have those cowlicks. Make sure I've got makeup there. And go back with my brush. And now I'm just blending, making sure there's no lines. Now, if I wanted to do a little bit more contouring, I'd just take a little bit of that. I typically don't do that for just my everyday look, but you could. And you see how that gives you a little bit more definition right there? And I'm going to blend that in again with my brush. Some people do this step all the time. And there is, again, it's no right or wrong. Okay, everyday makeup look. Oh, lipstick. I have this bag of lipstick, y'all. I truly wear almost the same lipstick every day. If I have on, it's basically a pink or a red, a deep pink or a red. I some things I'm like, yeah, you should be more adventurous. And then other things like, no, that works. So I don't use a pencil liner. I use the Juvia's Place Drama Queen. I love this as a liner. Looks like I need a new lip brush. Okay. And then one of my favorite lipsticks is this Laura Geller Italian Marble. That's the line. That's not what the line is called Italian Marble. You can't see. It's like swirls of a lot of different colors. But I really like that. And yep, that's it. Okay, now I'm really done, y'all. Voila! Hey, Marcia. Thank you, Darlene. Oh, you're so sweet. Okay, Shauna says she typically wears strip. Yep, big lashes can overpower. Yep. Yeah, you do. So, thank you, Shauna. That's a great tip. If you start to get that hooded eye, because that reduces, I guess what I was the eye surface. If a lash is too big, it can overpower you. So I would say start small and then work your way up. And then there is a point where, okay, don't do more, because then you get the shutters, right? And you can't see any eye. You just see lashes. And anyway, it's not a judgment zone. But if the lash is so big that you can't see the whites of your eyes, you need to take it down a notch. You need to take it down a notch. Speaking of whites of the eyes, there I will also have in the link some preservative-free eye drops to remove redness, because that actually, believe it or not, that's the whiter your eyes are, the brighter your face is. Now, if you have, chronically red eyes all the time, that sounds like you need a doctor's visit, because there might be some underlying issue. But if you're just like tired, jet lag, lack of sleep, sometimes I suffer from all of the above. A good eye drop, preservative free, can be a lifesaver and look like you've had a full 10 hours sleep when maybe you only have 4 or 5. I don't do that frequently, but sometimes. These are great questions. Okay, great. I'm glad you like the tip on the eyeliner. The eyeshadow is, again, I will have the link down in the description, but this is the Coffee Shop by Juvia's Place. I'm going to go ahead and put that in the chat, though. But those, and Juvia's Place makes really good products. Like I've tried, I've tried all of the products. Well, not all. I've tried many of them. But I particularly like the eyeshadow kits and the lipsticks. There are some other kits that I have that I don't use as much. Like this one, I don't even know if they still make this. Beautiful colors. These are definitely like special occasion cocktail after 5 situations. And even then I use those colors very sparingly. So yeah. Well, guys, thank you so much for hopping on and all the engaging questions. I really appreciate it. Again, if you just hopped on, good morning. Happy Friday. I'm Angel, the founder of Maison 276, creator of the 3-step system for silver gray and blonde hair, a healthy way to brighten, cleanse, and restore the natural brilliance of your hair without the use of purple dyes. And we hop on every Friday. Y'all, we talk about a lot of different things, right? Sometimes it's fashion, wellness. Sometimes we talk about hair care. Sometimes I'm in the closet. By the way, I just did a new vlog. I just filmed it yesterday, working on the editing. So of some new spring accessories that I have, really loving the purses that are out there, very affordable. All of the things that I'm going to be featuring came from Walmart, Marshalls, and a few things from Amazon. Yes, all very affordable, but really are going to re-energize some of the pieces that I have in my spring wardrobe because it's time to pull the stuff out. I feel like it's almost time for another closet audit as I pull the winter stuff out. I'm going to give it a few more weeks. But anyway, outfit of the day. This is a Trina Turk silk blouse that I've had for years. It's got a palpum. Let's see if I can put the camera down here. Yeah, it's got like a palpum thing going on. And I just got it with some distressed jeans, kind of a hard, soft situation. And this is one of those things, you know how you have stuff in your closet for years and you look at it every season. It's like, I haven't worn that in forever. I need to just go home and put that in the donation bin, and you wind up taking it out of the donation bin. That's what this blouse is. It feels so good. Like I said, it's probably 6 or 7 years old, y'all. I don't know. But anyway, I'm hanging on to it. Haven't worn it in weeks, no, years actually, but it just felt like I wanted something bright this morning. So thanks again for joining me on another Coffee with Angel. Thank you so much. If you haven't, take a look at the birthday, the delayed birthday vlog that I put up. No shopping, really. It's just 5 tips, 5 non-negotiable rules that I've created for myself to live a healthy, peaceful life at 66. Some of them are things that I've been doing for a long time. Some of them are things that I've just incorporated in my life really over the last 6 months, but they've really made a difference. And Shauna, I appreciate your comments so much that you made in the chat. You talked about how you were like, oh, there's nothing to buy. It's just with help with just having a peaceful life and how you can, what am I trying to say? Maintaining your peace when things around you are swirling and there's so much in the world that we can't control. So how do we maintain our own peace and sanity? I mean, sometimes, and I think that's what I had in mind. I didn't put it that way, but I really appreciate your perspective on that, Shauna. Just maintaining your peace when things are swirling around. There's so much that we can't control. And so that's really what I wanted to bring to you, because those are the things that I've had to figure out how to do in my own life. So anyway, thank you so much for sure. Thank you. I'm so glad you guys enjoyed it. Have a fantastic weekend, whether it's your weather is, being bipolar, literally hot one day, cold the other. Enjoy your weekend. Have an amazing day. And I'll see you the next time. Look for if you haven't watched the birthday vlog, take a look. If not, stay tuned in a few days for the new spring accessories vlog coming up. Thanks so much, you guys. I might hop in right quick next week while I'm in New York. Yeah. Take care. Bye, y'all.